Why'd it have to be tonight? Everything was going fine. I'm not ready to feel this way. Should've kept you out of sight till I could control my life. It's too much pressure just to know your name. This would look better on a different day. It's been too soon. Tell me you got shit to do. You're not ready to feel this way. Tell me that you don't have time. Say it or just don't reply. It's too much pressure just to know my name. have a chance. Tonight I've gotta go. Maybe if I met you in 5 years from now, we'd have a chance. Tonight I've gotta go. Maybe if I met you in 5 years from now, we'd have a chance. Tonight I've gotta go. Maybe if I met you in 5 years from now, we'd have a chance. Tonight I'll be alone. Baby, 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 oh, oh.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Ben from Universal Audio. Welcome to the final office hours and live stream from UA for 2020. We thought it'd be kind of fun to throw it way back, show you guys the original Luna teaser trailer from the NAMM show, and also in another sense of throwing back, we've brought the office hours crew, but you're gonna recognize some faces we haven't seen in a while here. We got Connor, Drew, Matt, Lev, Tom. Everybody's with us today. How you guys doing?
So good.
Great.
Nice to be here again.
Yeah.
Oh man, this has
Like
been
old times.
just like exactly. This reminds me of way back in the day when this little baby Luna launched out into the world. We all came on and we're just talking nonstop about Luna. But like that was back in one point. It's so hard to imagine like that long ago when it was like 9 months ago.
Feels like much longer.
It feels like way longer.
Well, what's going on? What's been going on?
Just
Yeah,
some
you
stuff.
talk like unprecedented times are upon us. Or something.
Yeah, it's strange, right? It's not like the world's changed all around us or anything like that. But man, it's been such a fun year, and today's show is especially. We wanted to just have a lot of fun, with you guys here on air, but also everybody out there in the chat. We're gonna talk about some of our favorite stuff. So number one, as you may see in the title of the show, we're also doing a big giveaway today. We're giving away swag. We're giving away swag to 99 lucky viewers. So if you're watching this anywhere on the internet, Facebook, YouTube, wherever, all you have to do is you have to go to uaudio.com/live. And on that page, you'll scroll down and you'll find a little widget, a little entry widget. You got to enter your email. It's also going to go ahead and ask you for your address. We wanted to make fulfillment of these swag packs really easy, so we're just going to get the address aspects of it out of the way. But trust us, we're not going to send you.
Come to your house.
We're not going to come to your house. We're not going to send you any marketing materials via mail. We'll continue to just do emails only. But we do want to be able to get you guys these prize packs super fast. So fill out your address, email, sign up for the giveaway. I think you have to, after you've entered your information, you're gonna have to go in there and press subscribe to the email newsletter or like one of those +1 boxes on the Gleam widget. And as soon as you've done that, you're now entered to win. Let me show you guys what you might win. We've got the lovely UA socks.
Oh yeah.
These are comfy, stylish, they're incredible socks. And this is you can purchase these. We're now selling these on our Reverb swag store finally. But prior to that, the only way you had to know someone at UA, or you had to come to the NAMM booth to get stuff like this. So socks, number one. We all need warm feet, but the really cool one. This is the one I'm excited for. This is brand new. This is the debut of the 2020 UA blanket.
What?
I don't have one of those.
I don't have
my
one of those
goodness,
either.
yeah.
Wow.
Good Lord.
Man.
Dude,
That's awesome.
it's so cool. It's kind of like abstracted UAD plugin art.
Nice.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's super
I see.
cool.
Pure plate.
Yeah, it's like it's a fun little game of trying to guess which one's what. So the blanket and the socks are in the giveaway.
What's the thread count on that?
It's like 1 million, I think. It's high. It's a lot.
1.2 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It's -1 of the total number of CPU cores that you have.
Does it work on M1?
Yeah, this works perfectly with M1 and Big Sur compatibility as well. So we have blanket, socks. All you have to do is go to uaudio.com/live, enter the giveaway. We'll draw a few names here throughout the show. Let us know if you guys are having any trouble entering the giveaway. I know there was a thing with the zip code here just a minute ago that we just fixed up. So you can just ignore the zip code box if it's not accepting your zip code correctly, and just put it in like the address area. Either way, we'll reach out. We'll confirm your address before we send this stuff. But man, it's gonna be a lot of fun seeing you guys with the swag. We always appreciate all the user images. Drew, I think Drew was asking me earlier how many songs and photos we featured on the show. We looked it up. There's been over 150 songs, I believe, featured in our countdowns since we started doing those about halfway through the year, and counted even more images. I think it was like 500, 800 user images. It's insane. So that's all thanks to you guys who are always watching and submitting music and images for the show. And that's definitely something I think we want to keep on doing in the new year as well.
Yeah, and please do that when you guys, anybody who wins the swag or anybody who's buying swag on Reverb, be sure to when you get it, put it on, wear it, loud and proud, and tag us on Instagram, and we'll share your photos, across all the platforms.
Hell yeah. All right, so we got the giveaway announcement out of the way. Let me check my notes. Another couple fun announcements. A bunch of you guys have been asking, where's the Jakir side hustle session? Well, guess what, guys? It's in the Luna app now. So open up Luna.
90 people have found it already, haven't they?
They've already found it without us saying nothing. So go to the Discover tab, and then over here on the right-hand side, you'll find all of the Luna sessions. So Jakir's Side Hustle by the K Club is right here. In that session file, you'll find Jakir's original, his mix, a all UAD version of his mix, and then of course, as usual, we do a quad optimized one for lower DSP usage as well. So yeah, check out Jakir's Side Hustle by the K Club. It's a top saturation from Greaves, rotation by Atticus Russ, and Wine and Lebanon by Cass, which was also recorded by Jakir at the beginning of the year. So we've had a lot of fun putting together these Luna sessions for you guys, and hopefully you guys are enjoying them as well. We've got more planned for 2021, including the song that we just saw last week with Young Guru and Anthony Cruz, Bless Up, with Alonda Rich and Volley Contra, produced by the winner of the Beatmaker contest. It's such a cool combination of things. So that one will be available as a Luna session as well in the new year. As well as Fab's and Louis Cato's Everyman is getting finished up and will be available in the new year as well. So tons of amazing content coming for Luna. But even more importantly, we have we're preempting ourselves. It's coming out tomorrow, but tomorrow there's a big update, a medium update. I can't say big because it's not a point. It's not a 0.2, but it is 1.1.3 is arriving tomorrow in the app. And Connor, what do we got in store for folks?
The 1.1.3 update adds qualification for the Big Sur Mac OS. So very
Hey.
nice.
If you were dealing with a lot of BS in the last month, if you've been stuck, if you've been stuck with dealing with a lot of BS, then yeah, tomorrow you'll become a happy camper.
Yes, you can successfully use BS Mac OS with Luna 1.1.3. Drew was like, I've got a really good pun. I'm gonna.
Well, no, I don't know how good it was. Yeah, well,
I think it was good. It certainly set the stage for.
oh, it's funny. I've been
update.
using it. Yeah, I've been using it a lot. It's just a shorthand for BS, and like it didn't even occur to me that people started calling me out like, yeah, it's a bunch of BS.
It's a bunch of BS, huh?
So Luna will be offering full BS support tomorrow. Qualified.
And
for
obviously-
1.1.3.
Yeah, and for those of you, if you're wondering, of course, that also means UAD must be along for the ride. So that if in case people are wondering about that, so there
Yeah.
you
Wait,
go.
what are you scooping here? Come on.
The cat's out of the bag. The cat's out
Big
of the
Sur
bag.
compatibility all around, arriving tomorrow. Nice.
A very supportive day.
Yeah, I love it. Scrolling through.
Still
Oh,
clone though. Still clone your hard drives.
Exactly. Exactly. Always do it back. Never update your OS without a way to go back.
Yep.
We've talked about that before. All right. I see some people are having trouble with the entry form for out of the country. While we keep on going here, I'm going to edit it real quick to see if I can open this up. But yeah, if you guys are having trouble with the giveaway, try in a different browser. There's some browsers block all the cookies and make the entry form not work. So if you're having trouble, try just a different browser or a different device. Sometimes that will work. And I'm going to tweak the address thing here so that way you guys outside of the states can also enter. There we go. Not required. All right. So now state and zip are not required. Just put your full address in the address field and you should be good. Apologies for that, guys. Done
Couple
and
of good
done.
questions. Let me just jump on here that I've seen in the chat.
Yeah.
M1 support? No, not yet. So the whole Apple Silicon custom chips thing, still a work in progress for us and many, many others in the world of software and hardware. So 113 does not offer support for M1 chips. The other thing,
We're definitely working on it though.
yeah, huge, very important thing to get going. The other question I saw is about Waves 12. It was called a debacle. Yeah. The Waves 12 debacle is indeed somewhat of a debacle, but the fix for that for Waves 12 will need to come from Waves. So just a way to fix from Waves. I don't want to speak on their behalf or anything, but I can say that we are in close communication with Waves about the issue.
Nice.
So they're well aware of it, and we've been communicating. We have, however, been able to address an issue with Waves 11 in particular that was causing red graphics on plugin windows and a bunch of interesting graphical issues with the Waves plugins over the versions. And as we update Luna in particular to have support for Big Sur, things kind of shuffle with different versions, and always a little bit of fallout to address with third parties. But we're well on top of that and in communication with Waves. So.
Nice.
Yeah, and users could roll back to Waves 11, couldn't they? I mean, it's really Waves 12 was mostly the GUI fit. It was the new GUI, so if you need to roll back to 11, that should get you going as well.
Yeah. If you can roll back to 11, then with 113, you should be in good shape. There was an issue at the same time that caused Waves plugin graphics on Retinous displays to have some graphical issues, and that should be addressed for Waves 11 in 113.
Nice. Awesome, guys. I saw a question. Someone was asking, do you need an Apollo to access the sessions? Answer to that question is yes. So to access any of the Luna sessions, you're going to have to get the Luna app. In order to get the Luna app, you need to have an Apollo on a Mac in order to be able to get Luna up and running, and that's how you can get access to all of the Luna sessions. So if it wasn't already a good enough, if you were thinking about it, if you're on the fence thinking, man, maybe for Christmas I'm gonna get myself an Apollo, or ask for one from Santa. You should definitely have Santa bring you an Apollo this year. Socks and blankets. Connor, the age-old question: what about Windows?
What about Windows? Indeed, nothing to announce at this time.
Yeah. Still 2020, guys.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Looks like I'm seeing in the chat a bunch of people are successfully signing up. If you did sign up before but kind of messed up your address, I'd say don't worry about it. We'll be reaching out and confirming these addresses before we try to ship the gear or the swag. Sorry. So yeah, don't worry about entering twice. We'll definitely get your entry, and I'm seeing hundreds of you have already done this. Yep, it is piling up quick. You guys are feverish with the giveaways. I love it. Awesome. Well, guys, over this year, I counted it up, we've done a total of 126 shows in 2020.
Wow.
Dude, amazing work.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you, and especially all of you viewers. Like this, we wouldn't be doing this if you guys didn't show up every week to hang out with us and watch. So man, it's been so much fun hanging out with you guys. But man, we started at NAMM. We started off strong. Started with the NAMM show where we announced Luna for the first time. Lev, do you remember that? Do you remember NAMM? Like, do you remember way back when, before we were all locked down? Like, what was that like for you? Like seeing Luna, finally getting shared with the world, because you've known about this for years leading up to it.
Yeah, take it all the way back to 5+ years ago now, where we started thinking about doing this. And yeah, NAMM, I think we had all said, was sort of the culmination of wow, we thought we had some pretty interesting, pretty exciting things to announce, but our marketing team just hit it out of the park. It was such a big event, and especially now as we're all sort of in lockdown, it just it feels like a completely different world. So
Mm-hmm.
I look back on it very fondly, and look forward to the day we can all get back together again and do more events like that in the future. And we definitely have some exciting things coming in the future that I think would be that would warrant us getting back together like that when it's safe to do so.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But yeah, NAMM, what's that?
Right. What? That's well, there is going to be, for folks wondering, there is going to be a virtual NAMM this year, and it's actually open to the public completely this year as well. So keep your eyes peeled. And I think it's January 20th and 21st, I believe, are the dates. So yeah, we'll obviously be doing tons of live stream content. We've got some big announcements coming up for NAMM, and that's literally as much as I can say about it at the moment. So we did NAMM. We did 126 shows. We did, we've gotten to hang out. We've got to answer so many questions, but we've also gotten to show off a lot of amazing features inside of Luna. So I'd love to hear from you guys here on the call with me, but everyone also in the chat. What have been some of your favorite Luna features that have arrived in 2020? And it's kind of a trick question because they've all arrived in 2020. It'd be kind of fun to highlight what's everyone's favorite feature about Luna. And I'll start with you, Connor. You're right next to me here in the Zoom window.
For sure, yeah. Group warp editing, just being able to just fix multi-track performances and recordings, just thank you to us for adding that feature. Yeah.
Pat yourself on the back there. There you go. Drew, what about you? What's been your favorite feature inside of Luna?
Well, since Luna for me is just like a tracking monster. I just love the workflow for tracking. I track a lot of live musicians and, multiple cue mixes and all that stuff. So for me, it would have to be track groups, because track groups, trying to edit multi-track drums prior to track groups was, let's just say, a little challenging, So when that one came, that was the one for me, because I do so much tracking in Luna that was just a lifesaver for me. So.
Oh, hell yeah. Matt, what about you?
The basic one, but I think Spill is my favorite. That's probably the one that I use the most.
Oh yeah, that's
Dude,
a good one.
Comes in handy every single day.
Bus Spill. Yeah, we've talked about it. We talked about that one a bunch, especially in the early days, because that shipped along with Luna. Yeah, it's useful to this day. Being able to go to the main fader, press Spill, see all of your buses that are just feeding the main, and being able to drill down inside those buses. Yeah, whoever thought that Spill feature, they were a smart cookie.
Yeah.
Nice. Lev, what about you? What's been your favorite feature of the year?
It's kind of unfair because it's a bunch of features, but I would say extensions in general. We started out with, the Neve Summing, the Oxide, and the Studer, but I really enjoyed the ATR 102.
Yeah.
Connor and team did an amazing job on that. And then most recently, the API Summing is just fantastic. I think it's been part of the original vision for so long, and now to see that there's a really nice collection of different flavors and different sounds, it really was one of the big, this is what's going to make Luna really special. This is how you're going to get really great results really quickly. I think it's just been awesome to see it come to fruition. And if you look at any session that I've been working on, it's just peppered all over the place. It's been really fun to just have these different things available, and you don't even have to think about them. I think that was always kind of the goal, is that they're kind of set and forget, but they're also highly tweakable, adjustable. And so, yeah, I've been really stoked to see that.
Yeah, that's one of the things, Lev, about Lunar that makes me so happy is like I love that we're making tools where the sonics are at the forefront. You know what I mean? Instead of bells and whistles and like a million features, it's all about like, hey, give me a tool that actually makes the production sound better. It's been great to see users take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
How about people's first impression, isn't it? But sorry,
it is.
First impression of Lunar is like, wow, the sound.
Yeah,
of it, right?
Exactly.
Well,
imagine that the tools matter and the tools make it sound better. What a concept, you know?
Shock horror.
People
I think people aren't used to
it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it used to be you ran your stuff through a console, and it was like, I can remember, and I've probably told this story before, but like I can remember in the 90s driving around Los Angeles with a roll of 2-inch tape under my arm and going from one studio that had a Neve console and putting the multitrack up and listening through that console, spooling off the tape, driving down the road to another studio that had an SSL console, put the tape up onto the studio and hit play. Like we literally had to drive around town to audition consoles. It was insane. And it's like now that same thing is right in our fingertips. It blows my mind.
The fact that that's a click of it, you're totally right, Drew. Like
it's crazy.
Talk about progress, man.
We used to drive around town with a tape in our hands. I can't even understand that now.
No, absolutely. What about you, Tom? What's been your favorite feature of the year?
I'd say probably like Lev, it's a bunch of things, which kind of kudos to the overall editing style of Lunar, really. But clip pitch is, I know I've said this in nearly every episode I was on at the beginning, but clip pitch is something that I literally use in every production right now. It's just either the sort of octave down vocal thing, which is so current in pop music. It's just like one click and you're there. There's no loading a plugin and having to bounce or prints or anything. But overall, things that I missed, if I go elsewhere now, shift editing. and things like it's the fabric of like the style of using Lunar, the shortcuts, the being able to just quickly like make arrangement changes, grab a clip, MIDI's the same as audio. I would say overall just the workflow of it probably, but specifically clip pitch, but all of that combined into the creativity of it, you know, the speed of it. It's just
I steal
your creative platform.
I steal your fake bass guitar thing all the time, Tom. Like when you
play guitar
and drop it down. Yeah, I stole that from a lot.
That's awesome.
So thank you.
I've been doing, what I've been doing lately though is actually playing guitar and then pitching it up an octave and making it sound like a synth. That one's killer.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been doing that. I've been using clip pitch even on mixes too. Like when people send me files, oftentimes, I'll duplicate a track and maybe for like the chorus, take a synth pad and pitch it up or down an octave to add either some more shine or some more depth. Like, it's one of those features that, I don't know what I did without it. I think it's existed in some other places before, but having it accessible and kind of begging you to use it every moment has made a huge difference on my stuff as well.
Just the fact that all you have to do to access it is like zoom in a little bit. If you're like on a large clip or whatever, you just or smaller clips, it's just right there, and it's like neither obtrusive or hard to find. So it's like it's this sweet spot of just being always available. And the ability just to like cut a clip and take the clip gain and pitch and just be done and move on without changing views, thinking about a window. It's so accessible and user friendly.
Someone in the chat, Alexander, is saying, I remember when you showed Luna to us at NAMM, you've been passionate about clip pitch even back at the show.
For real.
You're consistent.
I was writing my list and I was like, but I know someone else is going to take like the multi-track warp editing before, so I'm sticking hard and true to the clip pitch.
So I gotta, I think one of my number one pieces of feedback, even when the beta cycle, was me asking for MIDI beat clock. And then it came this year. I'm so happy about that, having this many MIDI devices, getting MIDI beat clock in there so early, and then not only getting in there, but getting in there with the level of adjustability that we have, being able to get everything synchronized together, and how smooth it seems to be working. Like, yeah, that's been my favorite new thing that's arrived on top of the summing, tape, all the stuff that I use ad nauseum.
There were a couple of features that came this year where, when we had to go out the door with 1.0 because we were just hurling towards that finish line, that there were some features like that were just really hard to not be able to ship with 1.0. MIDI beat clock was one of those, like, we can't ship without this, but it kind of became this rallying cry. And what was great was, and probably the other big feature that I think we have to really call out as being prolific, is the feedback button.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I've seen that
Yeah.
I was already seeing that one in the chat too. People are like, feedback, like that's
I mean,
the-
honestly, it's been huge for us just to be able to like have our finger on the pulse, and like we changed plans, we changed roadmaps just based on like, wow, people really need this. And so it was both I think validating and motivating for us to see, yeah, people really do want MIDI B clock or other features that we got in this year. So that was a big one.
Were you scared
Yeah.
about that, Lev? Were you scared of putting that feedback button right in the GUI?
No, not at all.
No.
It was always it was an early on idea where we said, let's try to be open about the capabilities of our team and sort of the needs of what what people need. I think that was really we thought a unique way for us to go about communicating, and this show has been a huge part of that as well, just being able to be open about what we're doing, what what we could do. And it's just been a fantastic community of people giving us feedback, our engineers being just really open to, okay, well, what is the feedback forum saying, and what do we need to change? And Connor doing such a great job of just running that through to its completion and getting features out to people. So I don't know, it's been awesome. I really
we've surpassed like multiple tens of thousands of individual feedback entries, and it just continues to blow my mind how useful and valuable. I mean, and of course we're experiencing a pileup of things that are like, yeah, we know about and are basically working on some of the top requests, which many have asked us to specifically enumerate. But I think what you'll end up seeing is, we are operating on those things in essentially for the most part, really almost entirely the order that they are in terms of popularity in the feedback form. So if you're making a request that you made multiple times that it seems like everybody is making, just keep on trusting us to keep these really frequent updates coming and occasional major updates with bigger features, because you're going to be satisfied. And it's satisfying to us to have that amount of quality feedback that says, this is what I need. I would switch completely if I just had this. I don't need this anymore. I don't need that anymore. Just give me X, Y, or Z. And it's like, we're like, well, duh, we're going to do that then. We want you here. So, it's been wonderful.
Yeah, there's this wonderful comment here from Stacy. Bill Putnam would be proud of you guys. Yeah, like
There you go. That says it all.
That's it, right? Like that's the mindset and the process that you guys put into everything that UA comes out, the craftsmanship, like it truly, like it echoes how Bill Putnam Sr. thought and felt about audio and music in general. Like, yeah, you guys are doing it, man.
awesome.
Beautiful.
That is so beautiful. Thank you, Stacy. So many fun comments going on here too. Cybern's asking, Office Hours is my favorite binge watching show. When will we be on Netflix? We're working on our Netflix deal. Yeah, we've been talking to them in the background. I had nothing to announce at this point, but 2022 we'll have. I think it's gonna be an animated series, is what we're talking about right now. Like, well,
the special effects that have gotten Ben's haircut to be pre-COVID are mind blowing. I've seen the trailer; it's crazy.
It's gonna be great. You guys won't even recognize it. But yes, 100% Muppet based. It's gonna be great.
The next feature request is going to be a haircut. Yeah.
Right? You might get your wish next year. Maybe. We'll see.
No, don't do it.
Don't do it. I know. We should have a little poll in the chat, like, who thinks I should cut my hair between now and next year?
A barber poll.
Yeah, exactly.
No cuts until Luna V3, I reckon. V3.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Still, man, I'll have it down. Who knows how? Yeah, guys, hurry up. That needs a haircut. People, Big Sur updates. Yeah, Big Sur update is arriving tomorrow, so keep an eye on the Luna app and obviously your email as well. We'll be sending out emails letting people know. Connor needs to sidechain the reverb in his room. Yeah, Connor.
Yeah.
You got it. It's a new empty hallway, right?
It's a new attic. That one of my favorite Office Hours comments that I've received in this year has been. I wish I'd screenshot it because I have some other screenshots to share with you all later. But somebody said it looks like Connor lives in his parents' attic. And while I do not happen to live with my parents, I do tend to operate from attics, which is also now the case. My wife and I bought a house and we moved in, and I'm still in the process of setting everything up. And now since it's mine, I can actually fully outfit it. So. Perhaps in future Office Hours, you will hear a better sound from me. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Non-modal Connor.
Exactly. Actually, rather than me looking up at the chat the whole time, this is a fun show. This is a community show. I'm going to bring the chat here on air with us. So nobody say anything too embarrassing, right, guys? I see lots of do not cut your COVID hair. Does that include pre-COVID hair? Yeah, it's been really like I saw some early episodes of Office Hours while we were getting ready for the show, and yeah, that was I remember a year ago when I had short hair. That was crazy. Bobblehead Ben, yeah, I love it.
The big one is the video you guys did, Connor and you, where you did the first sort of like overview of Lunar workflow videos, but in the head office where you've got like proper groomed shirt on.
Oh my God, yeah. I think about that trip every once in a while because it was like the last time I got on a plane, like just unfettered to go somewhere, and it was like I just think, wild, man. Everything changed.
It's so wild.
Lifetime.
I also think about our rooms and our setups back then. You know, like pre-Room Raider quality. Zoom, setup. So I think, Ben had we all have to give a shout out, a lot to do with upping our Zoom game and making that a little bit more like, you put the colored lights in the closet and we're like, all right, no way. I'm not gonna be showing up here. I've got to up it a little bit. Get the different camera angles, doing the capture card, the whole thing. So,
Well, Lev,
this is the important stuff.
You with the Neumann mic and the giant modular rig behind you. Yeah, you're not doing too
And
bad
the
yourself.
incredible camera quality as well.
Yeah,
Well, again,
exactly.
blame Ben. I mean, I was just like, this dude is just this guy's winning the Zoom game, so gotta compete a little bit.
Right. All right, well, guys, I drew 5 winners. We want to keep the giveaways going. It's not going to last super long. So if somehow you're watching this and you haven't already entered the giveaway, make sure you go to uaudio.com/live. Scroll down, you'll see the enter giveaway widget. Fill out the best of your ability, and we're gonna keep on drawing some names. We got 99 swag packs to give away. We got a lot of swag to give away on today's show. So we got Mark Gonzalez. Congratulations. Yeah, Antonio Avidabo, Ellis Woods, Neil Emberg, and Tomas Oligic. I'm sorry, I butchered your last name, but you're from the Netherlands. Congratulations to you 5. You guys are getting the socks and the incredible new blanket.
Awesome.
Yeah. So let's get a little bit meta here. Let's talk about some of our favorite live stream shows that we've done this year. So everybody, we've had a ton of guests. I went through and cataloged all of the guests that we've had on the show this year. And before we pick our favorites, let me just list them off because this made this year's show just so much fun. So this is in chronological order ish. So we started, obviously all of you fine folks here on air with us for the office hours. Then we had Vance Powell and Dave Cobb, who came on and showed us the Neve Summing with the Rival Sun song. We had Tyler Bryant, incredible guitar player, came on, made a song the night before, and just was loving Luna immediately. He's a ridiculous guitar player. Then, of course, we had to bring our homie Leggy, who did the NAMM show with us, but then he came on and we geeked out and made some more music inside of Luna. Jazzy Jeff, Sam Culver, Jamie Liddell, Corey Congilio, Butch Walker, Fab. We could do a whole show dedicated to how much Fab has done for you guys on live stream this year, but man,
that would be bananas.
As he would say. Exactly.
Hello, children.
Yeah, so I should be mentioning Fab's name over and over and over again, but just Fab is, we did the entire Tales from the Switch series where he mixed an entire record inside of Luna live on air to start, and then we took it up one notch further, and him, Louis Cato, and Will Knox co-wrote, produced, recorded, mixed, did the entire song live on air with us, and the just how mind-blowing that is that we recorded a song live on live stream over remote connections. This was like early lockdown, right? When no one was getting in a room with anyone else.
Yeah.
Remote controlling Lewis's computer to record that song, like it's a feat. It's and that's if there's something I'm gonna binge watch over the break, it's gonna be the Tales from the Switch series again. Like that was my favorite. Then we had Greaves, Jakir King. Also, holy crap, we've done a lot of cool stuff with Jakir this year. So he came on obviously for an early office hours to release the Cass McComb session, but then we've gone on and did a whole rock recording masterclass with him. Like I mentioned earlier, the K Club song is now up inside the app, so if you haven't downloaded it, go download it now. We have Terry Lewis. That was like Tom, I know you and me, we were freaking out having Terry Lewis on, man. Holy crap.
That's my number one.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence Jr., Joe Ciccarelli, Jimmy Douglas, Zane Carney, Daryl Thorpe, Damian Taylor, Peter Moshe, Walk Off the Earth, Christopher Berg, Tycho, Che Pope, The Album Leaf, Houston Singletary, Fart Barf, Ariel Rexshide, Marco Polo, Pete Thorne, Gannon. He gets to count. He's a UA guy, but he gets to count as a guest because that was also such a fun show. Rhett Scholl, Fluff from Riffs, Beards and Gear, Jeff Balding, Charlie Hunter and Darren, Danielle from the chat community. And then, you know, we capped off this year with Young Guru and Anthony Cruz and Alonda and Volley. Like, holy crap, that's a lot of guests.
Hey, dude, good job.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, we get it. You're amazing. God, yeah.
Man, I'm the one that gets to have all the fun with them on air, but behind the scenes, we've got an incredible team of people in UA's marketing that help put these shows together, help us coordinate all the artists, help make the countdowns, help with the chat. Like, there's a lot of moving pieces that go into putting on these shows. So, man, yeah, we have the best team in the world that make it so I get to hang out on Zoom with a laundry list of like people. You know, some of my personal heroes are in there. You know, so cool. So let's do a little round. I would love to. You know, I already know Tom's favorite. So yeah, Terry Lewis. Yep, Tom's answer is Terry Lewis. I know that.
Yeah, it's the reason I got into production pretty much. It was just such an amazing interview, man.
He didn't pull any punches either. He was just like, he was so real and just like told it like it was and just dropped a lot of great advice in that episode for sure.
Just all the records those guys did, you know, like absolutely game-changing production. For me, that was one of the reasons I even got into Sonics and then started engineering. So that's like it's hard to sort of ignore that for a personal reason, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt, who's been your favorite guest or show of the year?
I think I got to say Charlie and Darren. I think they were just a great pair, played off each other well. They both came from like different sides of music making. It was just an awesome show.
Yeah, that was a really fun one. This is super cool. Drew, what about you? What's been your favorite one of the year?
You know, I think I'm gonna, maybe this is a bit of an odd pick, but like I'm gonna go with the ATR 102 comparison. Like that was just like it just technically like ballsy to even attempt. You know what I mean? Like super ballsy to even attempt, and just like that. First of all, it's just one of the most amazing plugins that are out there. I mean, it's super game changer and it's so deep and all that. And then just to hear all of the depth of knowledge that Chris had and talking about that and hearing that comparison. So that'd be my pick. I think it's a little bit nerdy, but that one was awesome.
That was such a good show. We were teasing people the whole way long. Like just there's a big long build up, and then we get to the actual, you know, getting to hear them side by side. And if you close your eyes, you're like, they could both be, you know,
two different ATRs.
Two different ATRs. That's exactly what it sounded like to me. It just sounded like two different machines, but all the character, all of the, you know, all the je ne sais quoi that you get from running something through tape and the electronics on those machines, it's there, and which A and B, you know.
Yeah, and that's like, to me, that's Universal Audio in a nutshell. It's Luna in a nutshell. Is that the intangible of what the gear did that we didn't know it was doing, you know? And like that's kind of that's not that, you know, sometimes we need clean tools, but most of the time we want a tool that helps us. So
yeah,
that was the epitome of that.
Nice. Lev, what about you? Favorite show of the year?
It's hard to pick one. I definitely think of the ATR video. You know, some of the times that we had Jakir on and Vance on, like those three individuals for me they're sort of like the Luna spirit animal. Like we talk about
Totally.
going back 5 years. Those are some of the first guys that I visited and talked to, and didn't really tell them what we were doing, but they were all, you know, really instrumental in like helping kind of guide, you know, what the tool needed to do. And, you know, you can never do everything all at once, but they really helped, and so it was great to see it all kind of come to fruition on office hours, where they're just, again, bringing their sage wisdom to the forefront. And yeah, I think some of those were the ones where I definitely tuned in and, you know, watched a few times and was really stoked to see how they were using it, or, you know, and still hearing from them what they still wanted to do, and you know, just being real with people. I think those were really great episodes for me.
Yeah, likewise. How about you, Connor? What
Yeah,
any favorites?
I mean, I like in terms of just like musical, just like, oh my God, this is just for some reason I've been following Charlie Hunter for a really long time. So just seeing him with Darren in here was amazing. But the thing I think and having Danielle on was just so rad.
Yeah.
It's like, I love that we're like just bringing people in that way too, where it's like, oh my God, like our really engaged users, let's make them a part of this. I love that. But something that came through in so many of the shows was just like the enthusiasm and the passion for music and the like, just like beyond the gear, beyond the technical stuff, beyond Luna, beyond UA, just like how everyone, there's like really this incredible theme of just like what music brings for people and what music brings for creators, and like bringing that to people has just been so gratifying, and seeing it over and over again and play out in just about every show. It's so wonderful. It's such a beautiful thing, really. It is. It's been great.
Absolutely. I was Danielle's up there in my top list of the shows as well, for that exact reason, man. Just like the community, I've got Chad up here on camera with us today, and like you guys, everyone in the chat, like it's been a year hanging out together. Like there's some faces, some names that I recognize have been here for almost every single show along with us, which blows my mind. Like it's so cool. Like this is my job. I'm here to have fun and hang out and create content with you guys, but all of you guys at home there tuning in and hanging out with us and learning and sharing, the positivity that's been in this chat is unrivaled. Like we've once or twice had to like run some people out of the chat, Drew. Like it's been like it's very
hardly at all. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
very
hardly at all.
very little trolling, which I'm very happy to see. That's awesome. Yeah. So Danielle's up in my top shows. Jazzy Jeff, I had a ton of fun with. Like, holy crap, he was so cool to chill with and learn from. Man, I can't pick. This is so hard. I can't pick a favorite. Man, you
shouldn't have to. Ben.
I shouldn't have to. I know. I do always have a really good time with Shape Hope too. We've gotten to work together and some other stuff before with the New Orleans shoot down at Preservation Hall, and he's another one of those ones where just like you bring him on air, and he has so much information, so much passion to share with folks, and can think about it from the business aspect, from the production, the music aspect. Like he's kind of thinking 360 about things at all times. And it's so cool. So let me check out some of chat's favorite shows here. Scroll. ATR 102 was so many people are shouting out the ATR 102 show. Charlie and Darren as well. Greaves, yep. The Guru and Cruz, of course. Yeah, Greaves, man. Like he was another one of those like very early shows that we did where we gave him Luna. We actually had to. He's normally a Windows guy, so we shipped him a laptop to work with his. He already had an Apollo, but he needed a laptop for Mac. The night before the show, stays up all night making a song for us. He ended up recording 2 verses. Like he had the first verse, I remember, for the first show, and then he recorded the second verse. We finished producing it. I mixed it, and then now it's available as a Luna session. Like that's one of those full circle ones that's just so cool.
Yeah, if you were gonna pick like a Office Hours theme song, that would be it for sure.
Right? Sure. Lots of Terry Lewis fans. Jimmy Douglas. Yep, Jimmy was amazing. Also, just another like fountain of knowledge. Let's see. Hell yeah, Danielle, of course. Jakir King. Jakir is all. He's another. I mean, obviously, the folks that we choose to bring on the show, right? We only bring on people that we're gonna have fun talking to, and that we think have a lot of information and passion to share with you guys. Christopher Berg was really good. The only problem with the Christopher Berg show was we had so many glitches. I don't know if you guys remember that one. That was one of the ones that was the hardest to hear, but there was so much cool stuff. So I think we're going to do a follow-up episode with him next year for sure, where we can actually hear all the music side of things.
Oh, the ARM deep dive. I'm seeing a few shout outs for the ARM
I
deep
saw
dive.
that.
Yeah, Drew.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Dude, I mean, and shout out to the Shape deep dive. I don't know if you guys remember the Shape deep dive, but Tom, like, we were expecting, like, okay, cool, we'll show some of the features and stuff, and then Tom's like, cool, well, I have 10 complete tracks in every different genre ready to go.
Yeah. It was nuts.
It was epic.
Yeah, I didn't even get through all of them. I think we could do a part 2 maybe.
Man, that was such a fun deep one, and I mean, shout out to Matt for doing all the Luna Basics videos that are up so far, like getting people in there and helped out, learning everything in a quick, concise way. Like here on Office Hours, we have fun. It's these are all like hour-plus long shows. Matt distilled them down in these like 10-minute little nugget or less nuggets that get you what you need immediately. Matt, great work on those, man.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Shape Deep
Oh,
Victor.
Jamie Liddell, of course. We can't forget Jamie.
Dude,
That was
Oh, that was
Yeah.
His takeover
yeah,
was
yeah.
madness.
Oh
what
my
a setup,
god!
man!
Oh, that was
Unbelievable.
awesome.
It's like a literal sound bubble, constantly evolving, and like just it's incredible.
I just saw that one on Facebook. Johannes brought that one up.
nice. Let me pull some more. Let me pull some more giveaway winners. I also extended the contest by an hour because I noticed we're coming up here on the hour really fast. So I wanted to make sure everybody got a chance to enter. If you haven't already entered the giveaway, or if you joined us late, we remind you what we're entering for. No competition. This is open to all. We've got the 2020 UA blanket.
Analog warmth.
The elements
Yeah.
of sound. It's a quasi periodic table of all of our plugins. Not all of them, but the beautiful ones. Look at that.
Nice. Are we gonna get one of those? Man.
Yeah, you will. It should be. There should be a package coming your way, Drew.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you,
So it's
Ben.
the blanket, which is brand new, and everyone's favorite UA socks.
Socks.
They're so good.
They're so Christmassy as well.
They really are. These are. We've had these now for a couple of years at the NAMM show, but so prior you had to come to the NAMM show to be able to potentially get socks. Now you can just enter a giveaway at home and potentially get socks. If your zip code,
We did a survey one year, and the prize was socks. So we also
okay, all right, nice.
there's been some avenues for which you could get them, but now you can head on over to Reverb in the U.S. and
Get them. If you guys are having trouble with the giveaway form, if you're out of, I saw Drew, you're hitting them in the chat there. So yeah, just use a blank zip code. If you're having trouble with the form, fill out the address to your best of your ability, and we'll follow up and make sure we have it right before we send it off. With that said, let me 5 more winners. We got Holger Fissel, Russell Miller. Oh, this one's got lots of fancy characters on it. Gundo Du Aking. I think that's got to be kind of close, from Turkey. Michael May and Ben Kohavi. Kohavi, sorry. Dude, don't trust me to pronounce names. Can't even spell right. Guys, all right, so sign them before shipping so I can frame them. Man, if I had to sign, if we were signing all these things, you'd get them shipped next year. That'd take forever. You want some Luna desktop background images in 4K? Wink. Great suggestion. Where do I get into the drawing? You get into the drawing at uaudio.com/live. Scroll down. You'll see a Gleam widget that'll take in all of your information to enter you for the giveaway. Ben is the best host ever. Aw, you're so sweet.
True.
Daniel, Ben, thank you guys. I should go full on caveman. Yes, totally. We still want our bobbleheads. The request for the bobbleheads is strong. Turns bobbleheads are not cheap. We're still working on it. Don't worry. So it's coming up. Nice. All right. Can't spell right either. This is amazing. All right, so we've covered some of our favorite shows, some of our favorite guests, some of our favorite Luna features. Something else that's been fun for me on this side of the table has been discovering UAD plugins throughout the year. So the UAD catalog, how long has it been going for, Lev? Like 10, 12 years? More than that, right?
Longer than that. I mean, if we go all the way back to U81, we're talking, early 2000s. So, yeah, we're coming up.
The catalog is huge. The catalog is deep. It is big. But so it also means that every once in a while there's plugins in there that you'll forget about. You'll forget that you have them or that they're here on the platform. So this year I've discovered a few ones that I slept on or didn't even realize I had in my toolkit. But I'd love to hear from you guys in chat and here on screen. What are some of your favorite UAD plugins that you've discovered in 2020? It can also be, you could cheat and say one of the new ones that came out here in 2020, but reach into the back catalog, find something that's tucked down in a way that no one really knows about. And Lev, but I'll let you start this one. What you got any UAD hidden gems that you've discovered this year?
I think there's two. I mean, to say discovered is unfair, like you said. I'm a little bit close to the whole thing. But, but on the creative side, I think there's two sleeper plugins that I always tell people about. One is the Korg SCD 3000.
Yep.
Which is if Fab were here, that's a bananas plugin for sure. Just lots of tone, lots of character, lots of distortion, things that are just, even if you're not using it for like a proper delay, it just does things that are just really magical and cool.
Yeah.
Another, like, maybe not so sleeper, but same thing. If you're just looking for like total inspiration, check out the Moog Filter XL.
Yep.
The multi-mode filter is just ridiculous. The presets alone are worth the price of admission. We had so many creative people contribute to it. And yeah, if you're at a dead end, I think those two plugins in particular are just going to do something that you don't expect. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And watch Ben's video on that plugin too.
Yeah.
There's lots of great.
The Moog XL. Man, I pull that one all the time. For especially anytime, like the whole like Drake, like very filtered kind of use close down the verse, really kind of hold it up and then open up. Like the Moog XL, it gets you there in 2 seconds.
And I would say probably the most unique thing about it for me is you can go for the presets or you can start from scratch. It feels like when you start from scratch, every knob turn is like a new preset. You're like, oh, I'm going to save that off. I'm going to say that because you want to experiment, and I do all the time, but you find things along the way that are just so cool. And so, yeah, that one is especially, it's special.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Drew? I think so many of the ones that I now know about, I think I know about because of you showing them off here on a mix or something like that. But what are some of your sleepers?
God, it's hard to say. I mean, I know one is, and I wasn't prepared for this. So I wasn't gonna, didn't have an answer prepared, but like, I guess maybe I'd say the Neve DFC is one. Like if we're going for sleepers, if we're going for sleepers, the Neve DFC is one that just not a lot of people pay much attention to. It's got an amazing expander. I mean, it's code from the 90s, which makes people think like, digital doesn't have to be new to be good. It's like, it's all about, the quality of the person writing it and stuff. But so I'd say that one, maybe just for obscurity's sake.
Yeah.
That's a great call. And I mean, that's the sound of film, man. Like
literally, yes.
You hear it in movies and television, and it's like, it has a quality to it. I don't care when it was coded. It's just awesome.
Yeah. Like the dialogue preset in there, like that is like literally a, serious film mixers like go-to dialogue. And it's like, that's like something that everyone knows how to do on that console that's in post sound. It's just like set up the dialogue, basically like, preset and go. It is the sound of film, as Lev said. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Connor? What's got any under the radar suggestions?
The Pultec MEQ5. There's just like I don't know what it is about that plugin, but it's just like on guitars, I'm just like, oh my god, like that. I put it on every like all my guitars probably sound the same, but they sound awesome because of that plugin. Yeah.
Well, something that, thinking of the MEQ, like I feel like the last couple of shows, walking through the mix with Jakir, but also with Young Guru and Anthony Cruz. If you guys understood one, or if you kind of gain one piece from all of this mixing content that we've had this year, it is that mid-range is literally the most important spectrum, right? Like it is the most important area to be boosting and cutting, and surprise, the MEQ is specifically designed to be able to do that, right? Like it's literally a low mid boost, a very super variable mid cut, and then another high mid boost. Like it's kind of the perfect tone shaper for any track. And yeah, it's MEQ. That's also part of the reason why personally, I'm a Pultec Pro Legacy guy, because you get the MEQ plus the EQP1A bundled up in one, and it's also very efficient on the DSP side.
Nice.
Matt, how about you, man? What you got?
I think one that Drew showed off in one of our sessions that kind of turned me on to using it again more in my project was the Oxford Dynamic EQ. I've been reaching for that one instead of like a multi-band compressor for certain things, and it's been working out pretty well. But another one that I don't see get a lot of love that I think is just awesome is the Shadow Hills mastering compressor.
Yeah.
With the 2 different stages of compression and the transformer matrix. I mean, you can find a setting for that thing that works on pretty much everything, but it sounds great on the master bus too.
It's one of the oldest and still one of the most killer plugins for sure.
Absolutely. Seeing some love in the chat here for Century Tube Channel Strip as well. But personally very attached to that one as well. The V76 amp, like that's a that actually it's in my template for a lot of the stuff here in my room. That's one of my go-tos for like running synths or just anything that needs like a little touch of something to it. The V76 it's just got like it's this indescribable like little extra sauce,
I put it on a couple of sessions on some synths and some drum machine stuff, and I came back to the session like days later, and I just hit play, and I was like, man, this sounds really good. What the heck did I do? And it's literally just that plugin. So it's got that extra energy that's really hard to achieve. So a really good one.
Tom, how about you? What's your favorite plugin for the year?
I probably would have chucked the V76 in, but I'll throw you 2. Just one that's a real curveball that I think I've only ever used for 2 different things, but it's really cool. It's the Sound Machine Woodworks, which is lurking in the depths, right? And it's obviously, if you've not checked it out, go check it out. If you DI guitar into the front of your Apollo, it's kind of designed, especially acoustic guitar, it's designed to make a piezo pickup sound like you've mic'd up the acoustic body, but it's really weirdly otherworldly if you stick it on vocals and stuff like that and make the vocalists sound like they're inside, almost like the resonant body of a guitar or something. So I've had some pretty cool effects with that, feeding a delay. So that's an unusual one that I always sort of forget it's in the back pocket, and then go, oh, I need something weird, but don't want it to be predictably weird, if that makes sense, like the stuff you'd normally turn to. So that's an interesting one. And other than that, I'm going to give a shout out to the 610.
Yes.
Because the 610B, like you put a vocal parallel distortion thing on it for rappers or anything like that and blend it in parallel, that thing is just instant vocal presence in the mix, or you can distort guitar solos just even more than you did on the amp itself, and it always sounds great just on, it's just like a great source of color. And because it's part of the UA legacy, I'd probably say that one really.
Yeah, that is a really good one. That's another one of those like synth and drum machine sweeteners, right? Run it through the 610, just a little touch of saturation, distortion you can get out of it, and then most importantly, being able to like bump a little extra low end into it. Like it's perfect for that.
Totally.
Sounds amazing.
Need to work more. Yeah, seeing the comments here. Need to work more with the Woodworks. The Woodworks, man, it's one of those gems that no one knows about it until they know about it, and then once they know about it, they know.
Yeah.
I think you'd covered it earlier in the year as well, talking about the Odo Biscuit. Like that was definitely one of those plugins, like going way back, where when we discovered that the hardware existed, we were like, we got to find a way to make this plugin, and our friends at Softtube, took on the task, and it's just an amazing emulation. And actually, I had the hardware.
Oh, you do?
I had it, and once the plugin came out, I decided to pass it along because a friend of mine really wanted it. And so, but the plugin is so good and so accurate to what the hardware does, I could let it go.
Yeah. It's another one of those ones where like I love cruising the presets on it because they're so creative and like they mangle it in such cool creative ways. There's a bunch of these like Guru is pulling up the AMS RMX 16 reverb. That's another one. Like to me, that thing looks like I'm not quite sure what to do or what to press or how to do it. And then thankfully you hit the preset button. There's so many cool presets happening in that plugin, man, from people who actually know that box inside and out and know how to get the most out of it.
My RMX 16 is like almost officially dead. Like the front panel's all warped, and there's a guy in LA who can fix it, but I just haven't needed to for the same types of reasons. It's like once the plugin came out, that was a big deal. And then also the fact that, like you're saying, presets are great, but you can also click on the displays and get to a drop down. It's a little easier than going into the numpad and starting to dial in, program numbers and things like that. So some what I would call innovations as a joke, in that plugin make it really easy to use compared to the hardware. And the sound quality is, the same code from the original running in that plug. So yeah, AMS Neve did a fantastic job on that plug.
Yeah, we got some amazing chat suggestions here. Hunter is saying 2 weeks ago he discovered the Culture Vulture. Now all of his guitars have it on there.
Yeah.
Yep. That's another one of those. That's a piece of audio crack. A lot of people were shouting out the Oxford limiter that I've been featuring on a bunch of mixes. The crack knob on that, just enhance.
Another one I saw was that the BX20. Like BX20 is one of those tracks. Like it's funny. A lot of people like it on like sort of trippy ambient guitars and stuff. I see a lot of people that, but I love it on. I know it's got a long delay time, a long reverb time, but I'll put it as short as it can get, which is still like 2.5 seconds, and then put it on the lead vocal and but put it at a subliminal level such that you don't hear the reverb, but it makes the vocal just sound gigantic. And then like when you turn it off and take it away, it's like, whoa, what just went away?
Where'd it go? What happened?
You have no idea there's reverb on your vocal. Definitely that one, man.
Such a good one. Yeah.
Killer.
Has body.
Yeah.
A lot of fans of the Vogue. Yep, I'm with you guys on that one for sure. Someone says
Seen
there's
a few people mention the VSM3. That's one of my favorites too. Got
Yeah.
one of the most versatile saturation boxes.
Oh yeah.
SPL twin tube, just a bass monster.
That's one of those. That's another one of those. You don't remember it's in there, and then once you pull it up on something, you're like, oh yep, that's a cheat code.
Yep.
Yeah.
And of course the
Instant loud.
distressor, right? The
Oh my
distressor,
God.
which
Yeah.
how many people tried to get that one right? 5 or 6 versions before
Mm-hmm.
we came around to it. And like ours is the definitive one without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people shouting out, dude, the extensions. Like, let's talk about, like, we were talking about UAD plugins there exclusively, but man, Neve summing, API summing, the Studer. I sleep on this way too much. The Oxide, the included one, like you're just like, for whatever reason in my mind, I always jump straight into the setting up a Studer machine, but then every once in a while I go back to the Oxide and remember, dude, Oxide plus the presets that are included for the Oxide tape extension. Oh man, there's some cool stuff in there, and it's like it's similar but different, right? Like it gives you this slightly different tone that's unique on its own.
Totally.
It's been
Yeah,
so
it's my
cool to piece them together over these months and year plus of development on all of these things and see like, okay, like we've got the tape machines and Neve. Great. This sounds amazing. Then we add ATR 102 and you're like, it sounds even better.
Yeah.
And then, which of course it does. It's like, duh. But like then adding API and it's like, oh my God, there's like a palette emerging. And just to truly see, like, there's something about the fact that it's not plug-in windows just on its own that just changes the feeling of using them and changes the sonic experience where you're just like, because you can just kind of click a button and it's all there and it all, then like it doesn't kind of float and move and need you to kind of rearrange and stuff. It's just so immediate. And it's just been so awesome to see them all come into the fold together and just be like, God, it just gets better and better because of those sonics. It's just so powerful.
Yeah, we did Capitol Chambers, and then like the first time I put Neve summing on Capitol Chambers, I was like, how could that have gotten better? Like, how could you make Capitol Chambers sound better? And yet you did.
Yeah. Nice. All right. I drew some more. While we've been talking here, I drew some more winners. Like I said, we got 99 of these swag packs to give away. We're not going to be able to announce all the winners here on air, but if you guys haven't entered, we did open the contest for another, or the giveaway for another hour, so you have some more time to enter, or tell your friends to go enter. So I got 5 more winners. We got Rory Cloud, Andre Deshaun Rogers, Tomas Zikari, William Munnerlin, and Brandon Richardson. So congratulations, all you guys. You guys are getting some socks and in a wonderful warm blanket. Oh, dude! All right, so now we're getting a bunch of people in the chat shouting out all the instruments. Why is
Forgot about those.
Why
Yeah.
is there too much good stuff to talk about here? Shape, Ravel, Mini Moog, Spitfire. Oof, man. Just it's a what a way to kick off Luna Instruments, man. Like obviously we can't quite pick a favorite out of all those, but let's talk about favorite features inside of the instruments. So I'm gonna go straight to the man who knows Shape the best, Tom. What's your favorite thing if you had to tell someone one thing about Shape to get them hyped about it, what would it be?
Sounds incredible. I'm honestly like into obviously the layering is there and the built-in effects and stuff. That's the icing on the cake. If the sounds weren't great, that would just be a way of blending more rubbish sounds on top of rubbish sounds. And it isn't that. The sounds are fire. Like the drum sounds particularly. I'm just like, use it. You think you've got this one instrument and you need more, but you could literally make a record with Shape right now. Certainly it's very current sounding, like drums. I've been using the marimbas for some fun stuff that sounds very now. There's just, sonics on Shape for me.
Yeah.
And then when you couple it to the 4-part layering and the key splits with the effects, it's just like a one-stop shop for everything for production. It makes Luna like incredibly fun for writing tracks, just the one instrument. And I love that because I don't really want to have to load about 20 plugins to make a track. You know, I don't want to think about which synth now. You know, it's not my style. I want to just get the music out quickly. So
And it's free.
Yeah.
yeah,
right?
exactly. Whoops.
Bury the lead there. It's free.
Yeah, but I'm going to give a random shout out to the Moog as well, because that thing will sit in the track without any processing, and that is a feat of the DSP guys at UA right there. The two things together, Shape and the Moog, sounds.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. How about you, Lev? Do you have any favorite tricks up your sleeve from using the Moog this year?
I mean, there's so many things in there. I mean, for those who use a real one, I think you end up with the basics of how it all works. Pretty expertly done. But then there's the extra digital stuff that we did. Just being able to add that extra LFO, so you can use all three of the main oscillators. Really does add something when you listen to it. That's something that, like I said, with the original, you always kind of wish that you had if you didn't have that mod. So that's probably my favorite. But actually, my my favorite thing about the Mini Moog, in addition to the great presets that were done for it, is actually using it with probably the most unsung thing in the whole catalog, which is the arpeggiator.
Yeah.
So you take a Mini Moog, you take the arpeggiator, you dial in a couple of settings, a couple of clicks, and it's just all of a sudden like, oh, that sounds like a record. That sounds done. So like that, the arpeggiator, and I actually, I saw some shout outs in the chat for Ravel. I use the arpeggiator on Ravel.
Yeah.
That's just like, you end up with these really cool, spacey jams when you combine like a really beautifully multi-sampled modeled acoustic piano with something as rigid and kind of, again, like ethereal as an arpeggiator. And I think, the arpeggiator is just, that's the secret weapon.
Well, man, the arpeggiator too, because like it doesn't just go, it doesn't just do what you expect an arpeggiator to do. Like it has some of the shapes and some of the octave switching and rhythmic stuff that you can do inside there. There's some things I've never seen in other arpeggiators before.
Yeah, and it's like you're saying, it's super visual the way that that plugin was done, and it's just really easy to dial in something that's, oh, this isn't kind of working. I need a little bit more movement. Throw a delay on there, and you're done. Like you're just having a lot of fun. So.
Oh yeah, I've lost many hours to the ARP plus Ravel or Mini Moog. How about you, Connor? Any fun instrument tips or tricks that people should know about?
I had the ARP as my thing too, with ARP and Mini Moog, and just being, just such a like I can have so much fun with just ARP and like resonance and cutoff, because it's just like you're like, oh, and a delay, you're just like, oh my god, like this is like I'm a Tangerine Dream record all of a sudden or something. But, or something more modern and cool. But the other thing that I love in Shape is that the effects controls are like not just like these static like things. They actually have like this intelligence behind like the full like the on the knobs there that give you a range of like feedback within the delay and stuff like that, and the reverbs. That's just really nice, and there are a lot of thoughtful stuff in Shape that really benefits you've got a great sound and you want to tweak it with something else really quick to add some vibe to it. It's all right there in Shape. You don't have to go add other plugins. It's so built in with the core effects that you really need to enhance those basic amazing sounding instruments.
I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Like the thing that blew my mind with Shape, using it for like the first time in beta testing, was turning the effects one knob up and be like, all right, I'm getting more and more reverb, and then magically it becomes an insert and I'm getting just like fully wet. I'm like, okay, they knew what they knew what was going on. They knew I wanted to send for a while and then I wanted to just go straight through it. And then you have FX1 to FX2 blending, like the magic of how those effects knobs work, and the smoothness that they transition from what I want to the other thing that I really want, like that blew my mind and continues to be so powerful.
Totally.
How about you, Matt? You got a favorite Luna instrument tip or feature that you want to shout out?
Yeah, I mean, I really dig the reverse, the ability to add the reverse mix in on Ravel. That's a killer feature that you don't see on too many grand piano models. And then honorable mention to ARP, and then putting it before Shape with a drum kit loaded. You can get some cool and automate, or just messing with the rate in Shape, or sorry, in ARP.
Uh-huh.
You can get some cool kind of like drum fill type things that I've been doing a lot.
We haven't seen that on Office. That tip has never come up. ARP into Shape on drums.
Totally do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, then resample it to another track and you
Uh-huh.
get something really cool. Yeah.
That is super cool, man. All right, we got a fresh tip here today. That's amazing. Not just rehashing everything in 2020. We're getting some new stuff as well. How about you, Drew? What instrument tips?
Yeah, one thing I would mention is that doesn't seem to get a lot of mention are like the acoustic drums in Shape. Tom talked about like the modern vibes, but like the acoustic drums in Shape are like they can roll with any of the top tier VIs in my opinion. So if you want to have like more real sounding drums, like those Ocean Way drums that are inside of Shape, like don't sleep on those.
Even for like layering on top of real drums, right? If you had like a multi-track drum and you wanted to add, just be able to quickly add a reinforced snare or kick sample to it, it is a great one to do that with.
Yeah, I don't see people
The
talking about that much.
tuning by groups is great as well, isn't it, Drew? Because you can tune the kick, snare, and cymbals separately, which is I've been doing that to put them in tune with the track, and that's just peachy.
Yeah. I'm seeing so many good things. Guys, we've missed so many good features that our users are helping remind us of here. Number one, no saving. The fact that everything is always saved. Like, can we just reflect on the fact that we haven't had to save a single thing this year, and Luna's always got our back with that? Like that, Larry commented like it's ruined other apps like Word and basic programs that require you to save.
In a former life, I think we all just had our hand on sort of the Command S on the keyboard, and so definitely it's a different vibe.
That's the biggest piece.
It's about to say the same thing. It's like everyone has this transition period, and when we talk to them about it, they say like, my hand just like I can't stop pressing Command S, and I get this bookmark window like, it's so weird, it's so weird, and then you just forget about it. It's like this thing you don't need. You don't need Command S.
Totally. And then someone also pointed out the thing that we haven't mentioned yet, the fact that Luna is free. What were you guys thinking?
Crazy.
Like, yeah, it's free. It auto saves. It comes with Oxide and Shape and all this amazing content for free. It makes your Apollo record like it makes recording so simple and easy. On top of it sounding good, like this, kudos to everybody on the Luna team, man. You guys have been working so hard. I know for years leading up to this year, and then I think you've probably worked as hard this year as all those years prior, keeping the updates and fixes coming in, responding to all the feedback and adjusting. Like it's truly is remarkable, man. I've never seen an audio, or I can't remember an app I've ever used that's been this nimble and intuitive, and also being offered for free. It's mind blowing.
Wait till next year, man. It's going to be awesome.
I know, right? Good news for everybody here. It's not going to stop.
Really coming for sure.
Yeah. All right. Let me draw a few more winners here, and then we're getting close here to wrapping up. But you guys checking out the chat here. People made bookmarks. Fun. I use those now. Like, glad to see that you guys are using versions and bookmarks. I've said it before in the show, but my favorite thing to do is like whenever I do accidentally, just nervous tick, hit Command S, just go ahead and write a little note to myself, just like, oh yeah, you're doing great. Or like, man, maybe this is okay. I can't quite tell you. Just, write little notes and
You're good enough, Ben.
Exactly. Self-affirmations in my bookmarks. All right, so I got 5 more winners. Again, we've got 99 of these packs to give away, so we're gonna draw a ton of winners after the show as well. But here on air, we got Raul Martinez, Tomasz Tomajanovic. I'm very sorry for ruining some people's names. Paul Anderson, Karush Hojabar, Claudio Donzella. You guys are all getting. Someone else in the chat was asking what they're gonna win.
And our shipping bill's going through the roof now.
Apologies. Sorry, not sorry. You guys are all welcome. Socks. Beautiful UA socks. Ooh. In 2020, UA Elements of Sound blanket.
Both worn and wrapped by Ben.
Exactly. There it is.
Got some dog hair.
Ben has
Studio
his
Cent
own,
2020.
his own
Exactly.
ASMR channel on YouTube.
Oh man. Great. Well, can we give them a one more thing? They want a Steve Jobs style one more thing in 2020. I think the best we can do on that would be look in your apps tomorrow for an update to Luna and Big Sur compatibility for UAD. You're welcome. Any surprise coupons coming? Really, no surprise coupons at the moment. But right now I forgot to mention it. We're in the holiday sale, so you guys may have seen earlier when I pulled up Luna, showing off the Luna sessions. You may have noticed that there is currently some special offers here. So the Luna, this is, I believe, only the second time this year that Luna instruments and extensions have gone on sale. So you can get them as part of the Analog Essentials bundle or the Creator bundle. These are customized prices.
And you can add them to custom bundles too, which that doesn't happen very often either. So
Exactly. So now is actually an excellent time to buy the holiday sale. This is basically the best deal of the year for Luna extensions. So definitely do not sleep on those on top of all the great deals for UAD plugins. Big Sur is the one big thing. Congrats to all the winners. Ben Bobblehead 2021. I totally agree. Luna for PC, of course. Tricky says, that's disgusting, Ben. I'll take it.
On the bobblehead thing, I have a suggestion, by the way. If you can make it follow MIDI beat clock so it stays in sync all the time,
man.
seeing as though you absolutely need the MIDI beat clock in your studio, Ben, I think that has to be on the feature list V1.
Oh,
Bobblehead.
absolutely. The Bobblehead V1's has to ship with Bobblehead support. Yep. Oh, that's amazing. Well, yeah, guys, man, this has been a fun year. We've gotten to hang out so much with you guys at home. It's been fun hanging out with you guys here in the crew. Like, just the amount of content and fun that we've had here on the shows is it's next level. I've never had this much fun working tirelessly for an entire year. So really, it's been such a pleasure hanging out with you guys all year. And learning from you guys and learning and being able to teach all of you guys here at home and learning from you guys here at home as well. Man, it's been so much fun. And I cannot wait to do this again in 2021. Lev or Connor, anybody that you guys want to shout out from the Luna team, while we're out here?
Oh, I mean, the whole team. I mean, it would take a while to list everybody, and then if I don't have the list, then I'll forget somebody and I'll feel terrible. It has been such a huge effort by so many people working for years now, and doubling down on what we've created since we launched and getting it out early when the whole world kind of changed for us early in the year, and we decided that it would be the right thing to do, the best thing to do to bring this out in the middle of a really uncertain time, to try to just give ourselves internally something to focus on, to give our customers something to just have to do. And a really things were really different and uncertain at that point in time. And, they're still very challenging, but we've come a really long way and feeling, I think, a lot more comfortable with what's going on, or at least having adapted to it. And office hours is a huge part of that. It's what an incredible way to adapt and make something tremendous about it. So there's just so many people that have contributed to this year for Luna, that I can't go down a list and do individuals without feeling terrible if I forgot somebody. So it's just such a huge effort by so many people that have been dedicated to this project in specific for many years for some folks. And it's beyond our wildest, expectations of how it's been received, what we've actually been able to accomplish, and how positive a response we're getting. It's incredible. It's been absolutely wonderful and totally been a huge source of joy and positivity in an otherwise very crazy year, for sure.
For sure.
I'll take a quick stab. So Connor is the man. He really has been an amazing leader of that team and member of that team, and just has nothing but respect across the inside of UA, and hopefully those of you who have seen him here, the same thing. I also want to call out Doug and Andy. They're the spiritual leaders on the engineering side. When Luna was first started, it was just those two guys with, hey, leave them alone. They're going to go and make magic happen. And they really did. They've built this amazing foundation for us to be able to build the features out, and other engineers that are just fantastic. As Connor said, really too many to mention, and we don't want to make anybody feel bad, but just the entire team has just done amazing things. But when I think of Luna, I think of Connor, I think of Doug, I think of Andy. Those are the guys really leading the charge and doing an amazing job. And it's made it so that I can do other things. I can go work on the future stuff. But just everything that they're doing is just so incredible and so high quality. So,
dude,
kudos to you
absolutely.
guys.
Yeah, kudos.
In a way, it's a good segue from the slideshow of random pictures I've taken along the way.
Yes.
Because the first one is, if everyone recalls, very early on, before NAMM 2020, we launched this marketing campaign that was like these little 15 or 30 second, I think it was 15 second, maybe even 10-second snippets of what is this? It's like a Moog. Okay. Oh, it's a tape machine. Oh, something's coming.
Uh-huh.
And the amount of insane hype that generated was wonderful. It was successful. And then there was all this kind of well, what's it going to be? It's going to be this, it's going to be that. And my very favorite one that I captured really reinforces the essence of really the office hours vibe in general. It's what if the true Luna is just the friends that we made along.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
so
true.
heartwarming. Yeah, right. So
They knew it before we did, for sure.
they really did. Yeah, this really spoke to me. So thanks for whoever that was. This is a little. I think this might have been the first time an external display worked on Luna or something like that. This is from May of 2017. So you can see that there's plenty of things about the user interface that are very different, very prototyped. I just went through some old photos, gathered some stuff from folks to say hey, you got anything to throw up here on office hours? So this is from 2017, well before we launched Luna, where it looks oh yeah, look, there's versions and clips on the timeline and pitch even, but the amount of things that did not exist then that you take for granted when you use something that makes it into the world, mind-boggling how many tiny little things between then and now had to happen to make a usable piece of software. But already you can see how much of an effort it is, speaks to the level of quality and dedication that our engineers have and that the entire Luna team has to what you might see here looks I bet I could use that, but man, the things that have happened between this photo and now, just remarkable.
Totally.
We mentioned Jakir many times. This is Jakir sitting at Luna, I think, Lev, for the very first time, the very first person outside of UA who had ever seen Luna. Is that right, Lev? Maybe you want to, I think you're.
That's it. Yeah, this is in one of our little labs, stuck in the corner of the building, making sure nobody could see in. And Jakir took it for a test drive. He imported an AAF, and literally, he was saying, "Hey, give me some time. I'm just gonna play around with this." We left him alone so that he could just use it, take notes, and he had a bunch of great notes and feedback for us after that first day. But I was able to take this picture just quickly to be oh, he doesn't even after 10 minutes, he doesn't even need instruction. He was just using it and having a great time and really got into it. And yeah, it was kind of incredible to be a fly on the wall for, and also just to continue to collaborate with him over time.
Yeah, I loved how you called him and Fab and others the Luna spirit animal, because it's really just can't thank those guys enough for their contributions.
Yeah.
This was the first time that we were able to log into Luna.
It looks perfect. I don't know why you guys changed it.
Job done.
There's something we say in product development, ironically, which is ship it when you see something like this. So I think this was the first time we got software update working and had some beta notes in there. I think we're up to 112 was build 1800 something, 1866 or 56 or something like that. So 500 particular kinds of builds before now.
Shout out to Times New Roman.
Yes. Times New Roman, and God, blessed font.
Font humors.
This was the first time we had an in-app store kind of working, and shout out to our web team for. Oh wait, did I just leak a future UA product?
The Dolphin Synth. That's 20. Everyone, no one. Let's not speak about this, okay?
Yeah. You didn't see Dolphin Synth. We have no affiliation whatsoever with any actor, real or imagined. Dolphin Synth does not exist. So yeah,
it just makes chirp noises, doesn't it? Like sonar bleeps.
It's our tone generator.
It works great with ARP though.
That's true. Very interesting. Here's Jakir sitting down for the CAS recording session. Really, this was our first known like real recording session with Luna, it's possible that somebody, you know, in the there were definitely what I'm trying to say is there were definitely team members who put Luna through their paces, like at home and with small groups, ensembles recording stuff. This was the first recording session with Luna that became the cast sessions.
This was like in January, right? Like
December.
December. Yeah.
Just before, yeah.
This was early, like the GUI, like the system was not ready yet. I mean, we shipped it in April, right? So this, like we sent Gannon down. I think Ben, you were there. Like this was, you know, bubblegum, you know, toothpicks. Like it was hardcore.
And it really was. It was supposed to be a trial by fire. Like the Jakir's goal and our goal for doing that session was to like, all right, let's major tracking studio, major artist, major producer. Let's see how it actually performs in this hybrid manner where he's, you know, combining the console with the outboard gear with the Unison preamps and then bringing everything in through Luna. Man, we were down there. We had 3 days at United Studios to put this whole song and session together, and it was such a crazy experience. And it, you know, again, we've told the story a couple times, but man, the feedback and the faces on the musicians when they came in from the live room into the control room to hear the take back. And, you know, as you guys all know, when you're running an ARM mode, you're listening to the preamps and you're listening to the record effects and the monitor effects. But when you go and actually hit playback, now you're listening through the tape and the Neve summing. That was when all their eyes were just like, oh. Like they all felt it in a different way that's permanently implanted in my brain is like one of the most aha moments I've ever experienced with a piece of recording.
Yeah,
So
if you look closely there, you can see the Neve summing. It has its older GUI with the red Marconi knobs. It has the red Marconi knobs there.
Yeah, bit of prototype stuff sneaking out here for you guys.
Yep.
Fun to see. And yeah, I think Jakir had some pretty pivotal feedback of just like the same experience of just like, you know, it felt like he had the same experience with Luna that he did like the first time kind of sitting down with the analog tape and being like, oh my God, like this is the sound that I'm looking for. And he got to have it with Luna. So we were pretty jazzed on all that. It was very successful. Really. And this, you know, this is like, oh my God, it's recording. It's working. A lot of nerves on that one and a lot of interesting issues discovered, but it all happened. Here's Gannon sitting down with Jakir, getting IO matrix all sorted out. So beautiful, trial by fire that happened. This is highly redacted for various reasons, but a number of folks on the team all happening to smile when we got to this period of time right before Luna shipped. 7 April here is like the end of this period of time and we're like, okay, we're done with everything we absolutely needed to do to make this date that we had declared. And this is like when there's nothing left in the list. So a little.
I was like, that's a beautiful blank screen. Why is it so blank? Because it was ready to ship.
Exactly. You're like, okay, what's so interesting about this? It's the fact that there's nothing on there. It's just here's some fun office hours feedback. Someone referring to, some of our very earliest, like really interesting contributors saying number 4 was awesome. You should do it one more time without everyone talking like they're from California, so we can understand the valuable info.
Like, awesome. I don't know what he's saying. Like, I mean, it's like how we talk. Like, what?
Yeah.
It doesn't even register. That's why we have Tom here. I mean, come on.
That's true, to balance it. Yeah, to keep us
trying.
This is a similar kind of like Luna quote unquote sounds better than I've redacted the, it's not about who we sound better than. It's just like, than the competitor. Remember when we went to, that sound improvement. Luna is like that. It sounds real, quote unquote. Even though I am always right, I will qualify this. Bounce session created and imported into Luna, no plugs. Also, this isn't a good thing necessarily. So, really, who knows? We got people talking. That was a hit. Apparently, I have to bring this back into play because yes, of course, apparently Fab is still on bananas.
Yep. It will always be. Can verify. Fab will always be on bananas.
I liked this one because of the concept of a DAW museum, not necessarily the fact that Luna's going to be putting anything else there on the shelf, but just the notion that, maybe someday there will be a DAW museum and we're all going to be part of it.
That'd be really cool.
A wonderful, beautiful picture of many of the Luna team members at the NAMM trade show floor for a nice shot there. Mm-hmm. Everyone's very happy to see the results there. Another picture of Luna very early on, really early graphical treatment. You can see a lot of different things that no longer are in here if you go pixel hunting and pause YouTube later on. But just wanted to show you guys just Yeah, different concepts over the various iterations here that we've settled beyond. Some more. I think this was like early on. Like this was actually taken by one of the guys that works on our documentation, and like getting ready to build the docs happened well before we had finished GUI, and so they had screenshots ready to go that were like, okay, we know we're gonna need to replace these, but this is kind of a state where things were in, where you can see some aspects like the title bar and main toolbar up here getting into shape, but many other things just totally like just total placeholder, total wacky stuff's going on here. So just super fun to look back and see Luna in its development stages here. That's all the photos I was able to get for you guys here. But
oh man, that was so cool. Thanks for sharing that, Connor. Man,
yeah,
getting to see a little behind the scenes and some of the steps that Luna's taken before it got out to the world is so cool.
Yeah, right on. Super fun to have been a part of this with you guys this year. It's been awesome,
dude. Likewise, man. Everyone, all of you guys in the chat. Yeah, I wish I could shout out all of you guys that have been here with us forever. I saw some first-time commenters who have been riding along, lurking along, and watching the shows every time. The amount of people that have tuned in and watched the show, like. We wouldn't do this without you guys here. So huge thank you to the community for Luna at large, and I know Drew, you're as well over in the UAD forum and on Facebook. Man, it's just the amount of lunatics that we've created in such a short time it's incredible, and it's a lot of it. Man, the community, what you've done with the community, the way you've been there to support them. I just want to shout out Drew. Holy crap, man! Such good support and being there to help users and get them in the right direction.
Yeah, well, I'm honored to do it, and like I couldn't think of a better, platform to be an advocate for, and our, the guys on our forums who are there, our hardest core users there, the tens of thousands of people on Facebook groups, and then all of our YouTube family and all of that stuff. So I couldn't be more thrilled to sort of be that liaison and keep us connected and keep that good flow of information. So I'm happy to do it, and it's an honor to do it.
Mm-hmm. Guys, man, this is it's been such a fun year. We're gonna take the rest of December off. We'll be back in January. Like I teased, we're gonna definitely be doing some stuff for Virtual NAMM. So look forward to some big announcements then. But I guess in the meantime, everybody at home, stay safe, make some great music, get in Luna, have some fun. To wear a mask, wash your hands.
Hit that feedback button.
Hit the feedback button. Trying to think
like and subscribe.
And guys, everybody, Tom, Lev, Connor, Drew, Matt, it's been a pleasure, guys. It's been really fun hanging out with you guys this year, and looking forward to doing it again early next year.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, and shout out to you, Ben. This whole thing was your idea, and
go Ben.
Amazing host. You killed it, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. All right. Well, with that, everybody have a great rest of your 2020. We'll see you back here in 2021. Later.
Goodbye.
See you guys.
Thanks, everybody out there.